Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us. We're coming from San Jose today. On our program is Dan Liddell, and he is the Marketing and Business Development Director at Clustrix. Hey Dan, how are you?
Doing just great, Rich, thanks.
So appreciate you being on the program. I figured we'd start off by talking about your new company.
Sure. So Clustrix has built the world's first clustered database system that not only scales to all of the scale and performance of a key value store NoSQL solution, but it also does that while providing full relational database capabilities and immediate ACID transactional guarantees. So this system is designed specifically for internet scale applications that need to scale from just a few nodes to literally hundreds of nodes in a cluster, a database cluster, acting as a single instance database. So this is something that can be used by small, medium, and very, very large web companies in particular.
So just basically allowing you to grow rapidly.
That's right, without having to do all of the work in the application layer that you otherwise would have to do. Today, companies to achieve scale have had to do something called sharding or partitioning, which basically means creating separate buckets of databases, and then you have to write a lot of special software at the application layer to deal with these separate islands. What we've created is a system that scales out horizontally simply by adding nodes. As far as the application is concerned, it just looks like a single database, so you don't have all that complexity, cost, and time involved in modifying your applications. It just takes care of it and scales.
Now, I've often wondered when some of the technologies and techniques that Google has been using would become kind of commonplace for programmers. And this is something that Google does where they virtualized virtually everything.
Sure.
No pun intended or alliteration there, but everything that they write to is not physical, and from what I've read. You now give that same functionality, right, to any company that wants to grow quickly.
Rich, that's exactly right. Google is a very smart company, has a lot of resources and a big team. What we're trying to do is allow companies to be able to scale to that sort of magnitude or very, very large magnitude without having to have that gigantic team and go through all the risk and time involved in doing that. We think a company should be able to focus on developing their applications quickly and easily and efficiently and put their energy there, and not so much having to worry about how to scale the back-end infrastructure as much. So we allow folks to do that simply by slapping on nodes when they need them, and the system just scales. It becomes bigger and bigger. So no more do they have to write specialized code to deal with load balancing, failover, recovery between their database islands. It just looks and behaves like a single instance database, and it's totally automated. You manage it like a single database.
Now, in terms of programming languages, you've got things like DB2, Oracle,
Sure.
and Microsoft. How does a programming language work?
Okay, so
is it like any of those?
Well, let me explain. Yeah, we've built a system from the ground up that's fully distributed and parallel. That allows us to achieve this incredible fan out and scale, orders of magnitude above and beyond any database system out there today, whether it be Oracle or any system. We've developed an interface for MySQL in particular today, but it is a SQL database engine that we built from the ground up. And today it interfaces with MySQL, as I mentioned, but it's very easy for us to add interfaces to other protocols, for instance.
And that's now an Oracle product, right?
No, this is a completely from the ground up.
No, not yours, but MySQL is now Oracle, right?
Right.
They purchased that as part of the Sun acquisition?
That's exactly right. And of course, that is the most broadly deployed of those particular SQL databases out there in the web community. And so that's the first one that we've targeted, but it's very easy for us to put additional interfaces on, Postgres and T-SQL and other interfaces on in the future.
Excellent, excellent. I'm actually an old Informix 4GL programmer from the 80s and I guess the 90s, so I'm pretty familiar with databases.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable how the market has grown and the need has grown as social networks and, like you said, other web-based companies have got to store so much information.
Yeah, and it's now not just a matter of downloading lots of information, of course, with the whole Web 2.0 movement. There's the upload of information and keeping track of who has rights to view what content. So there's a very, very strong, large relational aspect to this. And that's where a solution like ours is sort of surprising and shocking to the community at large, because there was a perception that you couldn't scale databases with relational functionality that large. And that's why they said, okay, we think we need to go to key value stores or NoSQL solutions where you take that functionality out and write it into your application layer so that your databases can scale. And what we've done that's so different is we've provided that scale and that performance, but while providing full relational capabilities that are needed by those kind of companies.
How's the cost?
Cost model is very, it's compelling. We've been told that by customers. We offer a small starter bundle that includes all the hardware components, 3 nodes, software, and everything. That's very inexpensive and is easy to deploy for them, so we haven't gotten any pushback on pricing. And then as they grow, they can just buy additional nodes one at a time, tens at a time as they deploy them. It's very simple.
Now, a lot of what you're talking about seems similar to the benefits of the cloud, just being able to have cloud storage. Is there any potential there for this to be used in those situations?
There's a lot of synergy there, and that could very well be a place that we go after. The system is designed to scale so large that you could deploy it as the foundation for a cloud. So cloud providers themselves is a good target market for us.
I'm not sure if you'd need multi-tenancy or that would
There's
be
some things that you would need specific to a cloud environment that we've not put in yet. Today, we're really focused on delivering the solution, but it lines up very perfectly, in fact, with that sort of an environment. Now, today, cloud service providers, when they want to offer SQL database capabilities, they're still limited by the capacity of the largest box that they have in their infrastructure. There's not another way today to cut across all of these different databases without the user having to still do sharding at their application layer.
Right.
So even though cloud makes it really nice and easy to turn on new instances, you still have to do the sharding at your application layer. So with our technology deployed in a cloud environment, we would be able to offer their customers, shardless scale. So they would point at what looked like one database, there'd be no sharding in their application layer, and when they grow, they just tack more boxes on, turn more boxes on. So it's a very synergistic thing, and that's sort of foundational in terms of our approach to the way we're building the system. So we'll definitely be playing in that space as well.
Well, Greg, congratulations on the launch. It's been, what, 3 or 4 months, you said?
Yeah, May 4th we launched. Yep.
So, and it's July 15th today,
Yeah.
so congratulations,
Well, thank
and
you.
thanks for being on the program, and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Likewise.